Your brain can be capable and still perform like it is tired, distracted, and half asleep. That is the scary part. You do not notice it as IQ dropping. You notice it as rereading the same line, forgetting simple things, making emotional decisions, and feeling mentally slow in situations where you used to feel sharp. You can have a good brain and still use it badly. That is the part nobody wants to hear. Most people talk about intelligence like it is a fixed label. Smart person, average person, low IQ, high IQ. As if your brain performs the same no matter how you treat it. It does not. There are daily habits that make your thinking slower, your memory weaker, and your decisions more emotional. Not because you suddenly became less intelligent, but because you keep putting your brain in terrible operating conditions. So when I say these habits are lowering your IQ, I am not saying they permanently destroy who you are. I am saying they lower the way your intelligence shows up in real life. And the third habit is the one smart people defend the most because it looks like learning. Habit 1, stealing sleep and calling it ambition. This one is not sexy, which is why people ignore it. Sleep is when your brain does a lot of memory work. It helps stabilize what you learned, organize information, and prepare you to think clearly the next day. When you keep cutting sleep, you are not only losing energy, you are making your brain carry yesterday's mess into today's decisions. You know the feeling. You read the same paragraph 3 times. You forget why you opened a tab. You get emotional over small things. You want to solve a problem, but your mind feels like it is moving through wet cement. Then you tell yourself, I am just not focused today. No, your brain is under-recovered. The fix is not complicated, but it requires respect. Pick a non-negotiable sleep anchor. Same wake time most days. No heavy stimulation in the last 30 minutes. Keep the phone away from the bed if you keep losing to it. You do not need a perfect night routine. You need to stop treating sleep like leftover time. If this sounds obvious, ask a more honest question. Why do most people know it and still keep donating their best thinking to another late night? That is why habit 2 is so dangerous. It does not look like self-sabotage. It looks like being available. Habit 2. Training your attention to fracture. This habit is more dangerous because it looks normal. You work with messages open. You study with the phone beside you. You watch something while eating. You switch between tabs before one thought is finished. You answer notifications like tiny emergencies. Each switch feels small, but your brain learns the pattern. Leave before depth begins. Research on smartphone notifications shows they can interfere with attention and cognitive control during tasks. But you do not need a lab to understand this. You can feel it. After a day of constant switching, even a simple task feels strangely heavy. The hidden cost is not only lost minutes, it is lost depth. Deep thinking has a warm-up period. The first few minutes are often messy. If you escape every time the task gets quiet or difficult, you never reach the layer where real thinking starts. Try this for 1 week. 1 screen, 1 task, 1 timer. 25 minutes. Phone away. If a thought interrupts you, write it down and return. Do not negotiate with every impulse. You are not just finishing work. You are rebuilding the muscle of staying. And now, the habit that fools intelligent people the most. Habit 3. Consuming more than you think. This is the habit that tricks smart people. You watch smart videos. You listen to podcasts. You save threads. You collect advice. From the outside, it looks like learning. But if you never sit with an idea long enough to use it, you are not building intelligence. You are decorating your brain with other people's conclusions. Real thinking needs output. It needs you to explain an idea in your own words, solve a problem without checking the answer, write down what you actually believe, or connect 2 things that were not already connected for you. If your brain only consumes, it becomes dependent on input. It waits for someone else to create the next thought. This is how someone can watch smart content for 2 years and still make the same decisions. Their brain was entertained by intelligence, not trained by it. Here is the replacement. After every serious piece of content, write 3 lines. What is the main idea? Where do I disagree? How can I use this in real life? That one habit changes everything. It turns passive content into active thinking. Now look at these 3 habits together. Sleep debt weakens memory and emotional control. Fragmented attention blocks depth. Passive consumption replaces thought with input. That is how a capable person starts feeling dull. Not in one dramatic collapse, in small daily trades. 1 hour of sleep, 1 notification, 1 more video instead of 1 real thought. The good news is that the reverse is also small. Protect sleep like it belongs to your future self. Give attention 1 clean place to land. Force your brain to produce, not only absorb. You do not need to prove you are smart. You need to stop living in a way that makes your brain perform below its level.